it's JoJo. Right now I'm here with Tom Ward. Where's he at? Where's he at? There he is. Oh yeah. And we just did a pretty awesome interview. You guys are gonna love it.
Are we ready? You want to clap for the audio guy, make it easy?
I already did.
Oh, she's a pro. She knows this. Let's just start with that.
Let's do it.
We're sitting here with JoJo Siwa.
That's me. How'd you know? What gave it away?
The sparkles.
The sparkles. Sometimes it's the
bow.
bow, sometimes it's the logo all over me, and sometimes it's the sparkles. You never know.
One of your team said, like, reach, feel one of these jackets or costumes and see how you dance. How do you?
That one's heavy, and feel this one. This one's really heavy too.
I can't explain to you guys how heavy this is.
This costume, this I actually don't wear on tour anymore because it was so heavy, and it was my final costume. And
you really dance around in that?
Oh yeah, feel this one. This one, I go crazy full out in this one.
Oh my God, that's heavier.
So heavy, and it actually we have to repair it all the time because it gets weighed, like the neck gets so weighed down. But I kind of just put it on and do it, and it's funny because in rehearsals, I can like run around and I have a breeze doing it, and then I get on stage and I'm like, why is this so much harder? And it's because I'm literally wearing a 20-pound dress.
So do you train in those too?
I don't anymore. I don't know.
Okay.
I just kind of hope that I can do it.
Nice. So
that's my heaviest though. So once I get that one out of the way, this is my second costume.
Are you wearing those on tour?
Yeah, so this one's on tour right now. This one I started off wearing, and then we actually started to do an outdoor show, and it was too hot to wear it. Like, it was actually becoming like a safety and health issue. And so, because it's so heavy and so hot, and it was my last costume. And so we made another version of it that was sleeveless, and then we just never ventured back into that land.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's wild.
I don't even ask how much this stuff costs. It's gotta be all custom.
It's all custom, it's all hand done. I mean, it's even beyond the price of it, like it's the time, and because the money is like it doesn't matter, but it's the time and like the effort and the creativity that's put into them that's wild.
Well, I want to say, first of all, we've been Twitter friends for a while.
We have been.
A couple years we connected, but how you came on my radar, I have a 5-year-old daughter now, so I know exactly who you are.
So now you get it.
She's got the bows, she watches your videos, the whole thing.
Anybody from like 3 to 9, I'm like, yep, they know me. Like, it's funny.
Yeah, but at the time, I didn't know who you were. And then I asked Shane Dawson, shout out to Shane Dawson.
We love Shane.
I asked him if I could interview him. Of course, he says no every time. But I guess you guys were collabing.
I love, dude. Like, I know Shane, and I know he was probably just like, no. Like,
he threw you right on the bus, though. He goes, but you should interview JoJo.
Yes.
Yes. And he said that he's like, I'm like, who's JoJo Siwa? Because we were friends at the time. And he says, look her up. She sells more merch at Target than they sell Barbies and Hot Wheels combined. Is that true?
I mean, it
blew me away.
It is very, very, very wild. I have the #1 selling, oh boy, I think it's 16-inch doll. It's either 16-inch or 18-inch. And it's like that classic Barbie-sized doll.
Okay.
So it's my dolls competing up against Barbie, competing up against other brands that have that same size doll, and mine's #1, which is wild. I just found out not yesterday, not the day before, Thursday. I think it was Thursday that I've sold over 1 million singing dolls. Just the dolls that sing, not including the ones that don't sing, not including the big ones, just that like classic doll that sings. We sold over 1 million, which is crazy.
That's insane.
Insane.
How much is a doll?
It depends. We've actually, one thing with my merch that's really, really, really cool is there's stuff, I was just talking to someone about this yesterday, is that there's stuff for everybody. So like I do sell stuff, at higher end retailers. I do sell stuff at Nordstrom. We do sell stuff
You're in Nordstrom too?
Yeah. We do. I did a Betsy Johnson collab. Like I have higher end, but then I also have stuff at Dollar General, so it's like everybody can be able to get JoJo merch somehow. But an average singing doll I think is like 24 something or 16 something, like
so
around there.
16 to 24 million dollars. Think about that. That's insane.
Dolls. It is very wild. I mean, essentially that's what it is. But I don't have 24 million.
No, sure.
But like, you get what I'm saying. Like, there's obvious costs and obvious productions and obvious all that. But
yeah.
It is wild to think about. The bows are actually crazier to think about.
Let's talk about the bows.
Yeah. So
it all started with the bows.
It all started with the bows, and we've sold over 80 million bows. And if
I know how much they cost because I got a daughter, right? They're like $15 or something, right?
it depends on where they're at.
true.
You know, at Walmart you can get them for $5, but at
Okay.
Claire's you get them for $16. So it all depends on where it's at. But yeah, I mean, even just $1, like it blows my mind.
So I was reading, I wasn't quite clear on the story. So you hooked up with your manager, but was she making bows at the time for you, or she was involved somehow?
She actually, pretty much what happened is she actually had a jewelry line.
Okay.
And she had originally just wanted me to do, I was gonna see if she was in here. No, she wasn't.
No.
I thought you were her for a second, and I was like, keep an eye, make sure I'm telling this story right. But so she had a jewelry line called Rolf Blue.
And she was a normal person? She wasn't a celebrity or anything?
No, normal person. Okay. Her daughter created a thing called Misers when she was little. Like she just had her hand in things, but she's not a manager. She repped nobody. She just had this jewelry line.
Okay.
That she knew I was like an influencer, little social media kid, and she wanted me to do like stuff for her jewelry line. And just
this is Dance Mom time,
This is when
right?
I was on Dance Moms,
okay.
yeah.
This is early.
Yeah, so this was when I was still on Dance Moms, and she just wanted me to like post about her jewelry line, just like gift me stuff, and she was like, I want to fly to Vegas to meet you.
Mm-hmm.
So I was doing this. The right word is probably, the politically correct word is small.
Okay.
Small recital show type thing in Vegas.
Okay.
And it was for my music producer at the time. It was his like people that he worked with were all just kind of putting on a show. And she came to watch me perform at that show. And looking back at the time, if I was her, I would have walked the other way. But thank gosh she didn't. I mean, seriously. And then she was like, listen, I want to manage you. She was like, I've never done this before. She was like, but I know people and you are supposed to be a star. So tell me what you want and I'm going to get it for you. And I told her exactly what I wanted. And I've actually—
What did you tell her? What did you want?
You know, I don't say what I wanted because it's not what I'm doing right now but it changed. So what I wanted—
let me ask you this, was it a big goal?
It was a huge goal.
Huge.
It was exactly what I'm doing right now, but just for another place is what I'll say.
Okay.
And
but it wasn't something simple like I want 50,000
no,
followers on
no.
Instagram
I was like,
or
this
get on
is what
TV
I want.
again.
I was like, I want to be this.
Okay.
She's like, okay, let's make that happen. And then after meeting with everybody and seeing who's all out there, I decided that Nickelodeon was my home.
Okay.
And I was like, these people are my family. Like, there's something about Nickelodeon that's like fun and cool and hip, and I wouldn't trade where I'm at for the world. And so after I met with everybody, I was like, Nickelodeon is where I am like supposed to be.
Okay.
And now, oh gosh, I'm 16, 3 years later.
Wow, it's only 3 years since you signed with Nickelodeon?
Isn't that crazy?
Wow.
Only?
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 When you're old like me, 3 years isn't that long in time.
3 years,
when you're 16, 3 years is a lot.
Yeah, 3 years is a lot. We just hit like the halfway mark too, which is crazy.
Halfway mark of what?
Technically, I'm signed to Nickelodeon until I'm 19 and a half.
Okay.
It's confusing. I don't really know exactly how the contract works exactly. There's something where it's like every year we have a choice of something.
Okay.
But I'd let my mom and Karen, my manager, and attorneys handle all that, and they just ask me what I want when it comes down to it. But technically, I know the number is 19 and a half.
Well, let me ask you this. So when your manager said that, you have something about you, obviously. When you walked in the room, well, obviously the sparkles and stuff catch your attention when it hits the light, right? But there's something about you, obviously you know that's different, that you kind of light up a room.
It's the weirdest thing. My mom tells me that too. She's like, there's just something that you have.
Yeah.
She's like, and people don't have it. She's like, you walk in a room and you just like feel that you're there.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, you could be literally wearing like a black hoodie and black sweatpants and you just like know you're in the room. And I'm like, thank you, I think.
Yeah.
And it's really cool. I think I was put on this earth for one reason, and that is to make people happy and to make people happy through performing. And, you know, no matter what somebody's going through, I come out on stage in my 45-pound costume and I dance my life away and I sing my heart out and I make people smile. And that's why I'm here on planet Earth, to make people smile.
That is a beautiful goal.
Thank you.
Right?
Yeah.
So what gave you the confidence to even have that goal? So, no offense.
None taken.
You're on a reality show.
Yeah.
Reality stars come and go.
Oh, yeah.
You watch one season, they're gone. The next season, you don't even remember their
Totally
name.
fair point. Mm-hmm.
Right. What gave you the confidence to say, I'm going to get here? Forget all the other kids. I don't know what they're doing.
I mean, ever since I was little, I don't know. Ever since I was little, I wanted to be Hannah Montana. I knew from literally the time I was 2 years old, I was either going to be Hannah Montana or a surgeon. Those are my two life career paths. clearly going in more one of the ways. And so I think after Dance Moms, that was a platform and it was a starting point. But I knew that what I wanted to be was going to be hard to get, and believe me, it is. I mean, I work so hard. I work every single day. I run on 0 sleep half the time currently. And I love what I do. And I think that's why it worked, because I genuinely loved it. People who were on Dance Moms, didn't genuinely love it. They weren't genuinely happy. Every day I came to work and I was happy.
Yeah.
Every single day. Like, most teenagers right now doing what I'm doing wouldn't be happy, they wouldn't. But for me, like, I'm so happy. It's crazy.
Yeah. Well, I read too, you said my goal is to grow my following. And I think I took it as not for a vanity thing to say, look, I've got 1 million more followers than them. And correct me if I'm wrong, but it seemed like you were saying the business, the brand deals, all that stuff isn't the end goal, right?
Right.
Every day I want to be delivering content to keep them happy. Is that?
I love creating content. Oh my gosh. It's like, people ask me, what do you like to do on a day off? And like, my number one thing is to make YouTube videos and to edit YouTube videos and to upload YouTube videos.
You edit yourself?
No
way.
Not anymore, no. I used to. I have for a very long time. And now it's literally to the point where I just don't have the time.
Of course not.
But when I have the time, it's like my favorite thing to do.
Okay.
Because I'm so like, as I'm filming a video, I'm actually editing it in my head. And so I have an incredible editor and an incredible filmer named Nate. He's awesome. He's like a brother to me.
Shout out to Nate. What's his last name? We'll put his Instagram in
Nate
here.
Javier. Oh, he's gonna love that.
Done.
All my friends are so funny. They love like Instagram followers, but they're not clout chasers. It's like the funniest thing.
Do you have to, just on that real quick, because I interview influencers all the time.
Oh yeah.
You've got to be, do you have to be very guarded and, hey, are they my friends? Are they trying to date me because I can just blow them up on Instagram?
It's very, very, very hard, and I'm very cautious of who my people are. And I've noticed kind of a pattern with me. I tend to open up to people, I call it princessy, who don't treat me princessy. I tend to open up to people who just treat me real.
Yeah.
And who like what I do, and who care about what I do, and who respect what I do, but at the same time, don't treat me princessy. And it's a very fine line. And I was actually I was talking to Nate about this the other day, because I just became friends with this girl named Kylie, who became like literally one of my best friends. My brother was friends with her on a cruise ship.
Okay.
We met on a cruise ship. My brother became friends with her. And then like the last 3 nights of the cruise, I actually friend swiped him. And now she's like one of my best friends. I have like 5 best friends, and she's one of those core 5. And I don't become friends with people. And I was like, I became friends with her because she treated me normal. And I was telling Nate the other day, I was like, listen, it's not about like, I can teach someone how to be my friend. It's like, you have it or you don't.
Yeah.
And it's totally okay if you don't. And we can still be friends, but you just, there's a very fine line of like, you got it or you don't.
Yeah.
I don't know how to explain it. It's just, you either love what I do, but at the same time, don't treat me princessy.
Yeah.
Or you just love what I do and you treat me princessy, which is also totally cool.
Yeah.
But then I'm a little bit more reserved around you. It's the weirdest thing. You have it or you don't.
No, I get it. Like you're in a unique situation, right? Clout chasing is a real thing.
It is.
Clout chasing is a problem.
It's
not the coronavirus, but it is a problem.
It's clout chasing. That is a disease.
That is a disease, right?
It is.
I guess clout chasing is kind of too.
I've been friends with people who have used me and who have...
How does that feel?
Looking back on it, I'm actually okay with it, because I know that I had fun in that time.
Okay.
And so my brother recently had a friend who was kind of doing the same thing to him, and I saw it, and I tried to help him and be really open about it and be like, listen, Jaden, I know that you're having a lot of fun with this, but just know that this is what's happening. And I'm telling you not to stop, like keep going, keep having fun with it, but just know that this is what's happening, because I get that you're having fun and it's different when it's just you guys. But just know to the public eye that this is what's happening. And he was like, no, it's not. Ends up it was.
Yeah.
And I guess I just learned from it. That's really all it was. But I had fun while it was going on.
Yeah.
But then I learned from it. So now that's why I keep people in my life that don't treat me princessy.
Yeah, that's good. Go back to not feeling princessy, right? Go back to the Nickelodeon thing. And I think a lot of people watching this, your younger fans, think Nickelodeon just makes TV shows. But explain to them they also do brand deals and sign people and.
It's so, whenever people ask me what do I do,
Yeah.
I make up a story. Sometimes I'm a cheerleader. Sometimes I am a famous baseball player's kid. Like, I make up a story because I'm like, if you don't know, like, there's just no way to explain it. But let me explain it in a little bit of detail.
Well, what I'm talking about is when you first sat in Nickelodeon, go
Right.
back, you weren't even invited to sit down with them, right?
Well, yeah.
They wanted your mom.
That was, I know what you're talking about because I think I opened up about that. That my mom and I are a team.
Yeah.
It's like we call it 50-50. And my mom and I are we're 50-50. Like I couldn't do it without her, she couldn't do it without me.
Yeah.
Obviously she can do it without me. I mean, it kind of is me.
You're kind of important to
A
the
little piece of
team.
the puzzle, but I could not do it without her. It's the more important side of things. And they wanted to have a meeting where they talked big business without me. And my mom was like, no, that's not how it works. She's like, we've been in this together since day one. I'm not doing that to her. And in that meeting, Pam, the president of consumer products now at Viacom CBS, at the time it was just Nickelodeon. She, in that meeting was like, just so you know, if this t-shirt doesn't sell, it's all over. And that's why she didn't want me there. And she said that, she was like, this is why I didn't want you here because this is it. And now.
Wow, was that your first product with them? A t-shirt?
Yeah, it was the Bose first, but then it was like the t-shirt was like the monumental move.
Yeah.
And now, every time I see Pam, I'm always like, how'd the t-shirt sell? Every time. We just went to the Lakers game together and we were driving in the car together and I was like, oh, Pam, I've been meaning to ask you, that t-shirt, did it do all right? And she's always like, stop it. And I'm like, I love you.
So you're 13 at the time when you're sitting at the table, right? You said 3 years ago?
Yeah, so I was 13 and truthfully when it was happening, I didn't know really what we were signing for, if that makes sense. I wanted to create a show. That was like my original thing. I wanted to create a show that I was calling it in my head iHannah. It was an iCarly mixed with Hannah Montana because those were like my two favorites. And that never happened. And I was like, this is weird, but the bows were already a thing. So originally Nickelodeon had wanted me for consumer products because they wanted to do the bows.
Okay.
And they wanted to kind of explode that. Clearly, that's what happened, and no one expected it to, and it did. And so then it was kind of was like, well, we're Nickelodeon, we do all these things, let's just sign a full thing.
Okay.
So technically I have a full 360 with Nickelodeon, but I also can do outside projects, which I do. But at the same time, it's like Nickelodeon is like my everything. Everything circles back in somehow to Nick.
So, but you're 13 sitting there, and she says, if this t-shirt doesn't sell, you're done. Is there pressure? I mean, I would be freaking out. Like, oh my God, how many do we have to sell? Blah, blah, blah.
I think it helps that I was young.
You didn't know?
Because I didn't know. And I was like, well, duh, it's gonna sell. It's my t-shirt. You know, like in my head, that's how my brain was working at the time.
I love the confidence.
Yeah, and it wasn't like overconfidence or like braggy. It was just like, yeah,
I got this.
Why wouldn't it sell? Like, of course it's gonna sell. And yeah, I mean, it sold.
How many did it sell?
I have no clue. It was a t-shirt Injustice. I wish I knew numbers like that.
But it was a success.
It was a success. Yeah, and it, compared to my t-shirts now, it was not the coolest t-shirt in the world.
No.
And I was like, this is what I have to sell. Thank you. Let's do it. And it sold.
Now, all the other business meetings, like I'm sure they're pitching you, hey, sell shoes, do this, do that. You're present in every meeting, right?
There are meetings that I'm not in, obviously. I mean, they're having meetings right now.
Sure.
3 different people are probably having a JoJo meeting right now, which is wild. People
that is pretty wild.
Hong Kong are probably having JoJo meetings. People in Australia are probably having JoJo meetings right now every day because it is such a large franchise.
Think about that for a sec.
It's wild.
Do you ever think about that?
I actually all the time. I told Nickelodeon, they asked me, they said, what do you want for your birthday? I said, actually, or maybe it was Christmas. I said, what I want is a video from every single person that works on JoJo. And they did it for me. And it's like over 500 people. Like, it's wild. It's crazy.
Are they Nickelodeon employees or this is everybody in different organizations?
Nickelodeon employees, yeah.
500?
Because it's all their teams across the world.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Wow. It's crazy. They're like, we work on your socks. Like, we're the team who does the license with the shoes. Like,
wow. So how involved are you in all this?
It depends on what it is exactly. I like to be very involved. In whatever I can be involved in, I'm very involved in. I'm really involved in my toys, which is really, really, really cool. Toys are probably my favorite thing. I love my JoJo toys, my little Bobo, the dolls. Like, I love the JoJo toys. So that's probably actually the product that I'm most involved in, which is really cool.
Is that your biggest seller of all your merch?
I believe the bows are the biggest seller, and then toys, and then apparel. Nope, that's a lie. In the last one, it was toys, accessories, which is bows, then apparel, then bedding. Yeah, it's wild. The apparel is crazy. I'm gonna count shoes as apparel.
Okay.
Walmart just did their biggest shoe buy ever. And it was with the JoJo brand, with my brand. And it was over 1 million pairs of shoes that they bought. Isn't that crazy? Like, my brand, like Walmart.
JoJo, you're killing it.
Thank you.
I am so excited to sit down with you too, just because of kind of what you're doing, the confidence, and that you're present and you're watching the numbers and you're involved. You're not just sitting back, hanging in Hollywood, which you could easily do.
Yep.
Hang out and get a house in Malibu, chill with your friends.
I'm working.
You're working.
I am working 24/7. And like, even, so say like, I'm not working and I wanna just hang out with my friends, like I will work all day and then I'll be like, I can hang out at 8 o'clock tonight. And they're like, JoJo, you can take a day off. And I'm like, no, I can't. And they're like, JoJo, take a day off. And I'm like, okay, fine, I'll take one. Yeah.
How about social media and stuff? Like, because there's no off switch, but I look at you and it looks like you're not obsessed because
I try not to be.
You won't post anything for a couple days or.
I have learned, when I was little, I was psycho with social media. I was 3 things a day, every day on Instagram. Then as I got older, I've kind of realized that I like living my life. And not the secrecy of it, but also like, and not privacy, but almost the mystery. Like I kind of like the mystery because people do know my life and my life is so out there. And that's what I was talking to my friend about this weekend. I was like, you know, my life is out there. Like I live a very public life and that's what it is. And it either works with people or it doesn't. And he was like, I know that. And I was like, okay, good, just want to make sure.
But there's kind of cool, like if you look at, I see what
cool.
you mean, like Johnny Depp, cool guy, great actor. He's not on Instagram.
You don't know him.
You have no idea what Johnny Depp's doing right now. He's not doing stories.
Yeah.
He just pops up somewhere.
Instagram too is different for me. I don't know what it is. YouTube, I'm like solely invested in. Like YouTube is my life.
Yeah.
I do.
How many subscribers?
On YouTube, on my main channel, I have 10 point something million.
Oh my God.
And on my second channel, I believe I have 3 point something million.
Okay.
And I love YouTube. Next is TikTok. I love TikTok because it's very like you just make a TikTok dance. Like that's what I love doing. I love just making
you're a
TikTok
dancer.
Dance. And I'm a dancer.
That's
it's
who you
fun to
are.
learn the trends. Like I love that. Then is Twitter. I was trending on Twitter. I woke up in the middle of the night and I was trending on Twitter. Yeah, I was like, that's another thing that happened. I woke up and I was like, number 5 on trending with over 10,000 tweets. I was like,
people care what you're up to.
People care. And I was like, oh my. And then it's Instagram. And then Facebook. And I just don't. My mom does my Facebook.
Yeah.
I'm young, too young almost for Facebook. Oh God, that's so weird. When I was little, I actually loved Facebook. I used to play the games all the time on there. But I don't know, Instagram, I just feel like.
It's a lot of pressure, especially for a girl.
Yeah, and I think Instagram, what it is for me is it's like you post exactly what you're doing.
Yeah.
You know, and sometimes what happens a lot of the time is what I'm doing is a secret. So much of what I'm doing is such a secret. Like even right now we're at my rehearsal space, like what we're doing in this room is a secret.
Yeah.
So like I would love to post what I'm doing, but like I can't. You know, when we got home from tour, I was filming something and it's a secret. So there was like a good 2-week period where I literally couldn't post because it was consuming all of my time.
Were you itching to post? Did you have that desire, like, man, I really wish I could do it?
Oh, I cannot wait.
I can't wait. It's next Monday I can do it.
Yeah, soon actually. Yeah, no, it is hard not to post. But I like to post when I like to post.
Yeah,
I don't
that's
feel
good.
pressured to post anymore, which is really cool.
Your most asked question, I'm gonna ask this, right?
Let's hear it.
I read this as like the most asked question of you.
Let's see if you get this right because I know what the most asked question is.
What's next, right?
That is asked. Normally it's, is Abby really that mean or how many bows do you have?
Oh, okay, all right. But what I mean is, so, and I think like Ryan is Toys R Reviews in the same boat, right? You got famous kids, you have a certain image, like right now you have a certain image, right? What happens when you're 20? Does that change? I mean, are you wearing the sparkle outfits forever? Do you see you're transitioning somewhere else? Do you have like a model of someone you look up to who's done it? Like what's next?
I love what I'm doing right now. And what I'm doing is because I'm doing it because I love it. And so I was watching this video that somebody did on me this morning and they were like, do you think JoJo's still gonna be wearing the bows when she's 25? I mean, she's almost 17, like when is it time? And the girl who was actually in this video, she was like, well, yeah, if I was JoJo, I'd be wearing bows too. Like, those are literally her life. Those are why she is what she is.
Yeah.
And so for me, though, it's not even like that. Like, the bow isn't just something that I put in my hair every day. Like, it really is like, oh, I don't have a bow in my head. Oh, I got to get one in. Like, I just like, I feel funny without it in, which is, it's wild. It'd be like, if I just one day like woke up and was like, I don't really want my right hand anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, I'm never just gonna wake up and a switch is gonna flick and I'm gonna be like, oh, I don't like my bow anymore. Like, that's never gonna happen. But I mean, there are days where I wake up and I'm like, I want to wear my hair in 2 braids today because why not? I have rehearsals, I'm gonna be sweaty, it'll just be easier if it's out of my face. Or I don't really wanna do my hair today, I wanna wear it in a bun. Or I'm gonna shower and just let my hair air dry down. Like, there are days like that, but like, I just feel most happy and confident in a side ponytail and bow. Yeah. Yeah, so what's next though is that's kind of in my life, how I'm maturing, I guess. But the thing is I love what I'm doing. And so like performing right now is what makes me the happiest.
Sure.
And so I'm going back on tour. This is, again, the problem with the secrets. I have so many secrets inside my brain and it is so hard not to spill them.
Okay.
It is so hard. One thing though that I can't spill because actually Nickelodeon spilled it. I knew about the project, but I didn't know we were announcing it. I'm doing a movie with Nickelodeon.
No way.
Yeah, I have a lot of projects lined up and that is one of them. And they kind of released it a little, so now I'm like, oh great, I'll talk about it too then.
Okay.
So that's really fun. And
what's it about? Can you talk? Secret?
It's a secret because they didn't.
Oh, you can't.
So I don't know if I can either. And it's I'll be 100% honest, there's not a script yet, but the idea is there.
Okay.
Like it is going to happen.
Okay.
Confirmed, signed, sealed, delivered, going to happen. They're writing it right now, but it's just, I never know what I can say.
Yeah. What else? So we're promoting tour, we could say. I saw 71 dates?
So this round tour is 52.
Oh, okay.
But it will put us at 148 shows. And I talked to Doug, who is the SVP of music at Nickelodeon. And I told him, I was like, Doug, listen, we are not ending DREAM, the tour, with 148 shows. I was like, we have to add 2 more. He was like, we could do that. I was like,
just to have 150 as the number?
Yeah, and he was like, you really want to add 2 more? And I was like, honestly, I do. And he was like, all right, I'll figure it out, we'll make it happen. And I was like, even if we do like a charity benefit concert or like just 2 in my hometown, like just like something. I was like, we cannot end on 148. I was like, it's just not gonna happen.
Are you doing 150 shows in a year? And
this
what's
will
the
be
timetable?
from May of 2019 to June of 2020.
Okay.
So a year and a month.
And I looked at some of the venues, and we're almost out of time, but I looked at some of the venues, they're big venues.
They're huge.
So it's like the t-shirt again. You got to fill those seats, JoJo. It's
know,
you. There's nobody else. It's on you.
It's on me, and it's
How do you carry that load?
As soon as I sell all my tickets, more just get added. We say it's like Girl Scouts. I want to be a Girl Scout, and my mom was like, "You are a Girl Scout. Just instead of selling cookies, you're selling concert tickets." And I'm like,
"You're selling dolls. You're selling shoes."
Like, right, good point. You got a fair point there. Yeah, I just, it's what I do.
Yeah.
I perform, and people like it. And I hope they keep liking it. And I work hard. That is, I mean, I work hard.
Yeah.
I work really, really, really hard. And I don't take days off. And when I do, I'm still somehow doing something. I mean, I'm in this room. I'm not even supposed to be in this room today, tomorrow. But I mean, I am.
I really appreciate your time.
Oh, no, not with you. I'm talking about the rehearsals. I'm supposed to be here with you today.
Sure.
But after this, I could go home and
chill,
be normal.
Yeah.
But I want to be here running rehearsals because it's my career. It's my life.
You're president of JoJo Inc.
Literally.
Literally. Well, thank you so much for sitting down.
Thank you for having me.
This was
great.
a pleasure. I'm glad we finally connected.
I agree. Now we got to do more together.
I wish we had more time. I could talk business with you all day.
It's actually fun.
It's so fascinating. Do people talk to you about that? Or is it teeny bop stuff?
It's both. I understand. I think I call it teeny bop. I understand the teeny bop because it is fun. You know? It is fun. People.
Who's your crush?
People do like to know my relationship life. People do like to know, what's Abby like? How many bows do you have? They do like to know that stuff. But I almost get on autopilot, when people ask, what's your favorite JoJo bow? It's the same answer. When people ask, what's your favorite JoJo song and why? It's the same answer every time, just because it is the same. It doesn't change. And I've almost just memorized what I answer almost. And then when I do stuff like this, it's like, oh, I actually get to think. Like, it's kind of fun.
This is fun. I had a blast. Well,
Thank you.
everybody check out her tour. We'll put all
that.
your links.
Thing right there.
Merch,
Thank
social
you.
media,
Everything. You name it,
everything
it's there.
JoJo. It'll probably take 10 minutes to put everything up.
It'll take a while.
So thank you so much. It was a
Thank
pleasure.
you for having me.
Yeah.
Thank you.
See you guys.